Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonder Museum tour. Today we're headed to the Sternberg Museum of Natural History in Hays, Kansas. Our tour here begins in front of what's known as the diorama. This allows us to take a step back in time to about 65 million years ago to see what western Kansas and Colorado looked like during the Cretaceous period. Here you will see replicas of dinosaurs, pterosaurs, various other kinds of dinosaurs exhibited as they would have been about 65 million years or so ago. We'll also see later on in the tour a great collection of fossils, as well as wait for the end of the video because you'll see 40 live rattlesnakes from all over the world, one of the largest collections of live rattlesnakes in the world. Regarding scientific holdings, the Sternberg stands among the premier natural history museums in the United States. In fact, no other state university that's the size of Fort Hays State can match the Sternberg Museum in both its size as well as scientific importance. The collection includes some of the finest assemblies of pterodon material, the largest collection of fossil plants, and an exceptional collection of crustaceous, marine, and neogene terrestrial vertebrate fossils found anywhere in the world. The museum's story begins with Dr. George M. Sternberg, a renowned Civil War surgeon and later Surgeon General of the United States Army, who was stationed at Fort Harker here in Kansas. He was stationed there about 1866. His fascination with the fossils he collected in the sandstone inspired him to stay in Kansas after the war. When Dr. Sternberg purchased a ranch near Fort Harker, he invited his brother, Charles H. Sternberg, to help manage it. Charles shared the same passion for fossils, thus beginning the Sternberg family legacy of fossil hunting. Soon after the establishment of Kansas State Normal College in 1902, later known as Fort Hays State University, private collections were donated to the young institution for educational purposes. Small fossils and taxidermy mounts were displayed in various offices on campus until a permanent room was built in about 1914. After Sternberg's death in 1969, the Sternberg Geology Club petitioned the university to name the museum in honor of the Sternberg family. One of the most impressive fossils that you will see here in the fossil gallery is what's known as the fish within a fish. This is actually a fossil that shows one fish eating another fish, and it has been preserved in fossilized time, the only such type fossil that can be found anywhere in the world. As we wander through the fossil gallery, not only do we see the popular fish within a fish specimen, but there's also exhibits that hold both fossils from the state of Kansas as well as eastern Colorado. You'll see such rare fossils as the Tylosaurus as well as pterodons that have been found over the years. A majority of the fossils are in Kansas, giving us an idea of what the environment of the Great Plains looked like some 65 million years ago. As we now enter the Exploring Earth Sciences exhibits, we see what some of the work was like for the Sternbergs in terms of preserving some of the geosciences that are found in this part of Kansas. Here we see some of the rocks, minerals, and meteorites that are found in this area. We're now entering the Ice Age hall that displays prehistoric mammals as well as some modern mammals. During the Pleistocene period, the Earth's climate was undergoing some major changes. With dropping temperatures and more water turning into ice, the flora and fauna had to adjust to this new environment. The museum also has a unique way of bringing fossils to life, as we see here in this exhibit called Bringing Fossils to Life, that shows us the transformation that life has undertaken throughout time. With modern animals and their ancient relatives for comparison, we see the progression of evolution as well as the motivations behind these changes. Our final exhibit that we're going through is all about rattlers and rattlesnakes around the world. If you have a fear of snakes, you may want to fast forward here. The Sternberg Museum has created this one-of-a-kind educational exhibit on rattlesnakes all over the world. There's about 40 different species of rattlesnakes that are alive on the earth today, and over 20 of them are brought to life here and living inside the museum. This exhibit does center on the display of live rattlesnakes. They range from the gigantic eastern diamondback to the extremely toxic tiger rattlesnake. Here we can learn about where these snakes occur, the habitats they live in, and the unique behaviors and adaptations of each of the different species. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder visit here at the Sternberg Museum of Natural History in Hays, Kansas. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Museum, City Walk, or College Tour.